Hi, my name is Doug Bright. I'm a second year and graduating student in the Master of City Planning program, City and Regional Planning program at UNC. I joined the certificate program, the CIPG program, because I wanted to have a little bit more practice with innovation and design thinking, especially relative to my field where that engagement, a human-centered design process has maybe grown over time, but is still fairly limited on the whole. I also think that kind of it's a field that's relatively conservative, relatively orthodox, and that kind of existing methods of engaging with the community are bounded by imagination broadly, and being able to experiment with things to better solve core goals would greatly benefit the discipline, from what I know. The other personal kind of element is that I wanted to develop connections across disciplines within the university. My department doesn't do a lot of interdisciplinary engagement. At least from my curriculum experience, there are dual degree programs, but they do feel relatively siloed. So being able to connect with and create relationships with people outside of my discipline was important to me in terms of establishing a network, and also being able to just think through different lenses, practice thinking through different lenses. As far as learning objectives of a certificate, how have these learning objectives impacted my research or practice projects and benefit society? As far as there's an objective around developing an understanding of their own experiences, intentions, strengths, limitations, motivations, biases as change makers. I think that's been really important to think about for me in terms of lenses and power. I'm a white, cis, straight guy, man, and this happens to be an identity that kind of defines much of policy and planning in the U.S. And so thinking about kind of the role that I play within a space where people are there to benefit public good, right? People, I think, have good intentions, but thinking about the unintentional consequences are really important for planning. Even if you're engaging, if you're bringing in people, right, there's different levels of engagement. And I think I've kind of proceeded through my learning, both in my program and CIPG, to realize that I'm here to try to create a world where I'm kind of putting myself out of a job, right, or where I'm maybe passing power to other communities as directly as possible. And another objective I want to reflect on is recognizing and assessing strengths and limitations of various social innovation approaches. I think, thinking about what can be done in certain contexts and certain constraints, especially time and money, really important in the context of policy in cities, right, which are often cash-strapped and have to choose between different priorities. I did a project, my workshop project this semester was focused on Vision Zero, which is a public health approach to traffic safety, public health oriented. And, a lot of cities aren't focused on it because there are more important things, especially this year with COVID, having a much bigger impact, at least mentally, but also practically. So, and then one lesson learned from CIPG experience has really been that, it's a good reminder that interdisciplinary thought is really useful and fun. And it's going to be something that I strive to continue in my work going forward. I don't want to be siloed. There's a lot of value in it, and I've enjoyed it so far. Thanks.